Hello, love bugs. My name is Jasmine. I am your inner work coach, which means I'm here to help you learn to love your life and to learn to love the relationships that you're in. So, you want to know how to have an argument-free relationship. Is this possible? I don't know. I'm still working on it. But one thing that has significantly reduced the arguments in my relationship is this trick that I'm going to share with you. So if you apply this, I promise you it's going to significantly reduce the amount of arguments that you're in. Now, disclaimer, because you guys know I love my disclaimers. This is only going to work if you genuinely want a relationship where you're not arguing with your partner. When you start to work on this type of stuff, you start to realize that you actually have some work to do in regards to your bad habits and the toxic traits that you have that are keeping you in a loop. Because you'll find that with this trick, that you won't need to start as many arguments as you have been in the past. I want you to pay attention to if you're starting these arguments, even if you don't need to. Because that's what I found myself doing, because it's easy to find connection through arguments in the circle of we're fighting and then we make up. We have this deep, long talk about life and love and our relationship. And that feels amazing because it's like distance connection. It's like a dopamine hack. So I realized when I started finding these tips and tricks to improve my relationship and to not have to argue with my boyfriend at the time, but not have to argue with my husband, I was like, oh shoot, maybe I do like this cycle of arguing and everything like that. So just something to be aware of before we start this. And I want you to really, really pay attention to it once you start to implement this hack. So in order to stop arguing with your partner as often as you do, what you need to do is always give him the benefit of the doubt. This is so important that I included it in my wedding vows. I was talking to Tyreek about it before we got even engaged, and he's like, you don't see, not that you don't see the best in me, but it was like, you don't assume that I had good intentions behind whatever I was trying to do. And honestly, he was right. He was like, I'm not out to get you. I'm not out to hurt you. If something happens, 9 times out of 10, it's just because something happened. It's not because I don't have any respect for you. It's not because I don't love you. It's just genuinely because something came up, something happened. There's some type of something that caused whatever I expected to happen not to happen. And I was like, dang, he's kind of right. So I focused on that and focused on giving him the benefit of the doubt, always assuming that he had good intent, and just genuinely assuming the best in him, because that is why I married him. I was dating him, fell in love with him because I genuinely believe that he is a good person. So why would I not apply that same principle when it comes to how he's treating me, right? So giving your man the benefit of the doubt is going to allow you to do 3 things. Number 1, us as women, and I've talked about this before, but us as women have a habit of trying to shape their man and push their man to be a better person, right? I blame society and growing up and just what people say in relationships, like they should push you to be your best. You should be like the number 1 person that's, making them reach their goals. But I have dropped that belief. It is not my responsibility to make sure that he is the best person that he is. Because for me, that puts me in a mother-son role. Like I have to coach him, I have to teach him, I have to show him how to do this. That wasn't beneficial for my relationship. I genuinely 100% believe that the idea of pushing your man to be a better person is going to push him out of a loving, deeply connected, super sexy, romantic relationship with him. It's going to push him away from that, because you cannot be pushing someone and think that you're going to be able to be all lovey-dovey too. If someone pushes you in general in life, if someone physically pushed you, that would piss you off. Like, don't push me, don't touch me. Like, I don't need to be touched or pushed, whatever. Like, that's just annoying. Why all of a sudden when we get into relationships, it's like, I need to push him. I need to be the one that's doing that. Women push men. Women inspire men by these standards that they set. Not by telling him to do something, nagging him, and being the one. Because when you put yourself in a role of I need to push him, that causes you to do things that are pushy. And that comes off as naggy, it comes off as annoying. We have a tendency to want to shape our man, to want to push our man. But like I said, there's other ways to do that. One way is through raising your standards, but another way to do that is by giving him the benefit of the doubt. I saw a TikTok yesterday and I was like, wow, this is perfect. But I saw a TikTok yesterday of, it was a little girl, her chore was laundry, and she went into, like, she dragged the laundry basket into the room with her dad. Hey dad, I noticed that you, basically, to make a long story short, she's like, I noticed you didn't put the laundry in the basket and you kind of had it hanging on the sides and on the ground. She's like, I'm sure you just thought that the laundry basket was full and that's why you didn't put the laundry in there, right? And he was like, that's what you thought? And she's like, yeah, probably, right? And he was like, no, I was just being lazy. And she was like, okay. And then she just left the room. What is so amazing about this is I can guarantee when that man goes to do his laundry again, instead of put his laundry in the basket, instead of putting his laundry in the, like, on the floor again, he's gonna think about his daughter coming into the room and being like, hey, I know you probably meant to put it in the basket, right? And he is going to put that laundry in the basket because he's like, regardless of if she was like, hey, like, that's really what you meant to do, right? He's gonna think of his daughter in that moment because she approached it in a nice and a sweet way instead of being like, why wouldn't you put the laundry in the basket, blah, 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 blah. It lowers a man's defenses and a person in general. It lowers a person's defenses when you come to them from a place of love and from a place of, I just expect the best in you and I'm sure something happened to cause you not to be acting the best, rather than coming at them aggressively or coming at them angrily or coming at them and accusing them. Because when someone accuses you, boop, defense is up immediately, because, oh, well, I didn't have time to put the laundry in the basket, or the basket was full, or I don't have to put my like, all of those responses can be nipped in the bud just by approaching something with grace and approaching something with love and a gentle, kind word to someone. So when you do this, you'll be able to, in a feminine way, set your expectations for what you think should happen in a relationship. Another example, for me, my husband goes to sleep like it's nothing. He could be, if he sits down for a second, he's going to sleep, and especially if he had a long day at work. Before we were married, I'd want him to FaceTime me when we got home, and I'd be waiting for a call, never called me. Of course, as any girl would, I, would sit there. If he would call me, I'd have an attitude, or I would call him and be like, I thought you were gonna call me, why wouldn't you call me? You said that you were going to do this and you didn't do that, blah, 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 blah. Boom, an argument starts. I learned to do is, number one, you really, really, really need to learn your partner. When you learn your partner, you will start to learn their habits and things that they need, and so you can best support them, and that's also going to stop arguments from happening. So a little extra hack. But when you know them, that really, really helps. So pay attention to them. My husband needs decompression time when he gets off of work. He needs a second to go do his own thing, maybe scroll on his phone, chill for a second, take a breather before he can go and engage in a genuine conversation with me. Because me, I can go, and as soon as I'm done working, like, I can talk, I can chill, I can do whatever. For him, he needs a moment to de-stress before he brings that stress to our conversation. He's like, let me just get a minute. Also, I know that if he has that moment to de-stress alone by himself and he's at home, there's a possibility that if he lays down, he's going to sleep, depending on what he was doing that day, etc., etc. Because I now know these things, or because I did know these things about my man, and he didn't, me going off, mentally, I would say, I'm sure that he just needs some time to decompress. Or I'm sure that he just, fell asleep and that he took a nap, he had a long day. And then he called me, or would call me later, be like, oh my gosh, I fell asleep, I'm so sorry. Or do that little thing, like when they tiptoe around it and they're like, hey, like, you good? And I would be like, yeah, I really wanted you to call me, but I understand that you needed time to decompress. And that softens it. It's like the biggest hack ever. It's like, wow, I don't have to start an argument over this. That lasts a day or two because you don't call me, you don't care about me, whatever. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Assume that he meant to call you. Assume that he loves you. He would have done whatever he was supposed to do if he could. Because you're dating that man because you want to. And I'm assuming if you want to, it's because you think that he's a good person. So he's not out to get you, because your person would not be out to get you. And you have to really genuinely hone that in to your brain, because it's hard. Like, if you look at everything that's going on, you look at reality TV shows, you look at everything that's going on the internet, and it's like, these men be acting crazy. Almost like we're trying to catch our man in doing and being like the rest of the men, instead of we're trying to prove that we were right, like our instinct to not trust men is right, instead of trusting our man. And that's just not beneficial for the relationship. Which brings me to number 2. If you want to be in your feminine energy in your relationship, you have to trust your man, and you have to have a positive association with him. You are not going to be able to be soft and feminine and safe and secure and thriving and flowing if you feel like that man is trying to do something crazy to you. Like, he's trying to hurt you, like he's out to spite you, like he's jealous of you, like he hates you. And for some cases, like, yeah, is that possible that a man can be like that in a relationship? Yes. But that's a different thing. If you're working on not arguing with your man and you don't want to have a relationship where you're arguing every day and everything like that, then you obviously want to have a good relationship with him. And if you want to have a good relationship with him, you being in your feminine energy is going to change your relationship. It will change your relationship so much. In order to do that, you have to believe that he is always trying to do good things for you. And the more that you believe that he's trying to do good things for you, the more good things will happen. You need to build a positive association with him when you think of him. Like, cut out all the other, like, men cheat, men lie, men are narcissistic. Is that the word? Men are narcissists. We have to cut all of that out for the sake of our relationship, for the sake of our femininity in our relationship. Trust that he's got your back and that he's thinking of your feelings and your emotions, and watch your relationship transform. Our mindset is so powerful, and we can choose whether or not we believe that we're in a relationship where we're safe, protected, and loved, or whether we aren't. Now, if you are trying to create this environment and just you're seeing signs that you're not in a relationship that's like that, especially if you're not married, cut it, girl. You know me, I'm going to be like, if the relationship isn't for you, let that relationship go. But again, since we're trying to build that sort of environment for the sake of this video, I'm going to assume that you're in a good relationship with a good man. We can choose whether or not we feel safe, protected, and loved, even if he does not show those signs 24/7. And when we choose and we decide, I'm in that type of relationship, you can relax. And you can relax into your feminine energy, which makes him have to step up into his masculine energy, because somebody has to lead the relationship. And if you're not doing it by causing arguments and steering emotions in the relationship, he has to do it by the way that he steps up. And I guarantee you that he will step up. It may take some time, so be patient, but he will. He'll literally step up for you, because you're so worthy of being, who wouldn't want to step up for you? Like, the type of person and the type of woman that you are, literally, who wouldn't want to step up and be a better man, be a better person for you? So believe that and genuinely trust that this man has my back until proven otherwise. But it's not waiting for him to prove you otherwise. It's, he has my back, and then you can deal with the hurt of him breaking that trust once that trust is actually broken. Not fake broken, so we can start an argument, but once it's actually broken, then you can address it then. Stop trying to save yourself the feeling and the emotions of having to deal with heartbreak by dosing in heartbreak a little by little by little so that you feel comfortable letting it go. Just let it happen. I promise you, you'll recover from it and be a better person from it. People, when they come out of heartbreak, they boss up. And so if you have to go through that, just know that you're going to be on a different level. But right now you don't have to go through that, and you're forcing yourself mentally to go through that even though you don't need to. So yes, number one, it's going to help to shape your man. Number two, it's going to build a positive association with him. And number three, it's going to build up trust in your relationship, which is so, so important. You need to be able to trust your partner in general. And the more that you just assume that he is going to do the right thing, the more that, number one, he will do the right thing, and number two, you will believe he will do the right thing. And we need to believe in each other in our relationships. Again, going along with pushing someone in the relationship, when you push someone, you push them by what you expect of them, not by what you say. So, you know, I trust you to get the trash taken care of. And if it doesn't get taken care of, it's like, we make a bigger deal out of stuff than we need to because we're trying to protect. One of the ones for me is I needed to make sure that every single instance that happened, and I still work on this, but every single thing that happens, I'm like, I can't let this slide because I can't allow him to think that that type of treatment is okay. So if there's an argument about it, he knows for a fact it's not okay, and it'll low-key like basically traumatize him into making sure he does the right thing. And sometimes things are okay. If someone forgets to take out the trash once in a while, like, that is okay. You know, if they forget to call you once or twice, that is okay. Like, we have to give people grace. There's a Bible verse, I don't remember where it is in the Bible, but if you Google making allowance for each other's faults, nobody is perfect. And so we put this expectation for our partner to be perfect and then get mad at them and start arguments with them when they aren't perfect, instead of just assuming and hoping that they'll do the best that they can. And if they don't, we have space for that. You have to hold space for the fact that they aren't a perfect person and that they're gonna mess up and that they aren't gonna do everything perfectly, and that's okay. Allow him to mess up, because you are creating a trust with him where he knows that if he messes up, you're still gonna be there. If you are on your job and you knew that if you made a mistake, you were going to get fired, you would move very timidly in that job. It's like, I have to make sure everything is perfect. I have to make sure I don't mess up. And that is going to, number one, you can look at it from a positive side where it's like, yes, when people know that if you're not treated correctly, you're going to break up with them and they'll get fired, yeah, they should be moving carefully. But on the other side of it, if you know that there's no room for grace, you're not going to take risks. So he's not going to take risks for giving you gifts. He's not going to take risks for planning out a cute date. He's not going to take risks for saying something cute and loving if you get on him about every single thing. He doesn't feel safe to do that. So it's also about you creating an environment of trust that he knows that no matter what, you got his back. And I do not mean that in the terms of if he treats on you and drags you through the mud, you have his back. But it's more so like, if he plans a date and he picks a bad restaurant, it's like, yeah, I'm sure that you picked the best restaurant that you could and we'll figure out something else later. It's stuff like that it's just like, allow him to have the space and just assume that he's doing the best that he can. And even if he's not, you telling him that is going to inspire him to do the best that you can. I promise. Just try it, girl. Like, try it for a week or two and see how much it changes your relationship. Also, a really good habit, because you are going to be forced to pay attention to the things that you know for a fact in your relationship, because that is going to be the basis that holds you down. So honestly, for me, my basis is God knows everything that's going on in the situation that I'm in, and he is not going to put me in a crazy situation and not tell me to get out of it. So when we were dating, I'm like always tuning into God. Do you want me to leave this man? Do you want me to stay with him? Do you want me to work on this? Like, check in with God, because God is going to let you know whether or not you need to stay or go, not just him and what he's doing. So that's base level, right? Above that is, you know, certain things about your relationship. I know that my man loves me, and you just decide that this is a true thing. You don't go back on it, unless God's telling you to, and there's like very big signs, but you don't change your mind on it. You like, I know he loves me. I know that he works hard at work, and so sometimes that may result in other things, you know, happening. I know that he hates texting. And so if you know that your man hates texting, regardless, when he texts you, he is doing something that he hates because he loves you, and he will text you regardless. But it's like, I know he hates texting, and sometimes like people don't have the capacity to do things that they hate, even for the people that they love. So I know he hates texting. It's like you start to build up these things that you know about your partner, and honestly, that feels good. It's like, yeah, I know this person better than anyone, and it creates in the environment of safety and the environment of trust in your relationship, because there's certain things that you just know in your relationship that you're good with. So yes, give your man the benefit of the doubt. Trust that he is doing the best that he can. Decide that that is what you are going to believe. It's going to build trust in your relationship. It's going to allow you to have a positive association with your man so that you can thrive in your feminine energy in a well-protected environment. And it's going to allow you to help build your man up to the person that he needs to be without you being pushy and without you being mother-y. So that's it for today, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions on what you want me to talk about, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I hope that you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.